Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
What up? This is Tony from Papa Roach, and you are listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. Crank it up.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather. As always, I bring you guys awesome interviews, and today I have an awesome interview for you guys and gals out there listening. I have Mr. Tony Palermo. I cannot say it right. Tony, go ahead, tell me.
Palermo.
Palermo from the band Papa Roach.
It's like the place in Sicily.
And we're going to be talking to him about their new album that's getting ready to come out this month, later on this month, I think around the 27th, called Fear. Tony, how's it going?
It's going well, man. Just hanging out in lovely New Jersey right now.
You guys have a strong following. Jacoby and you guys really bring it, especially the live stuff that you guys do. But let's talk about Fear. It comes out later on this month. What are some of your favorite tracks off this new album?
Yeah, well, some of my favorite tracks start with the song Skeletons. I don't think anybody's heard that one yet, but when they do, they can hear me saying that that's one of my favorite tracks. That one, Skeletons, Face Everything and Rise, which was the first single. We got another song called Falling Apart. That's really cool. It's kind of a bit progressive for us in the sense that the riff is pretty much, like the beat kind of works around the riff, and it's just a cool way to interpret a progressive riff, if you will, for Papa Roach, which we normally don't venture into that world, but it just felt right, and it's probably the trickiest beat that I play on the record, so it took me a while to get that one down.
How are the fans reacting to some of the new music being played live so far?
Yeah, it's been great. We're doing two songs live, Face Everything and Rise, and another one called Broken as Me, and that's just a heavy stomper. It's just big. It's got a big bridge breakdown in it, and it gets people going, man. It's cool to see, the reaction from the new stuff, even if people haven't heard it. They tend to go off live so far, so it's a good sign.
Now, I've been a big fan of Papa Roach ever since Infest came out, and that's been a long time ago, and that's even before you even became part of this band. But
that's right.
Papa Roach has not stopped since that album came out with the drops, everything they're talking about. They've stayed true to their music. So with you joining the band, how much growth have you seen this band go through since you've joined? Yeah,
man. Well, it's just a constant, I don't want to say struggle, but, you're just always trying to write the most valid music you can and keeping it up with the times. And also, a lot of people want to hear some of the old riff stuff come back, and I think on the new record, I think we've kind of tackled all aspects of Papa Roach, past and present and future, with the electronics kind of being brought in a bit more on this one. The Connection, our last record, was pretty electronic, not heavy, but, it was scattered all over the record, and this one's no different. And it's cool now because we finally have production out with us, and we're running lights with our click track, and it tightens everything up, man. It looks badass, and it feels good to be on stage like that. But I think the band is ever so growing, and lyrically, Jacoby's maturing that way, and there's a lot of heartfelt stories and situations that come into our music, and that's what the fans expect, and this album really delivers another 10, 12 songs of that,
For the ones that have not got to see Papa Roach yet live, what can they expect from you guys at a show?
Oh, man, it's just in your face, rock and roll, loud guitars, big drums, Jacoby literally in your face. He likes to go out in the crowd and visit people. So you probably, bump sweaty elbows with him at some point. You come to a show, and just they can always expect just a high level of intensity and energy from us. We really pride ourselves on going on stage with the passion and the drive that you need to have when you're on stage, and it really shows. How much we love what we do.
How much of a boost is it for you behind the kit, hearing all those fans singing along to the music when you're playing live?
Man, I can't hear shit. I got in-ears in. No. It's great, man. It's you know, it's just, it feels so good to go up there and to know that this band has longevity and has had that for a while now, you know, and just seeing people singing, even like the new stuff, people are already like singing that stuff. And it's like, wow, man, that's crazy. You know, like the fans are just so into it that they just, everything that comes out right then, you know, usually they'll get it if they're coming to the show. And yeah, it's amazing, man. It's, I couldn't ask for a better feeling, you know, and the worst thing is to walk out on stage and, you know, have people just sort of like staring at you. But that's not the case when we play. So it's good. It feels great.
Yeah, it's like come out on stage, everybody looking at you like, who are these guys?
You know, it's like the cops in New York when they turn their back to the mayor. That would not be a good show.
No, it's like Spinal Tap. Hello, Cleveland.
Yeah.
You guys have been posting a lot on your Facebook page, little snippets of the new album coming out, bits and pieces of it. Sounds really good from the snippets. With that being said, do you guys prefer clubs or festivals, or does it even really matter where you guys play at?
I mean, we like playing all of the above. You know, it's like we like taking those arena shows and making them feel like club shows, and taking those club shows and making them feel like big arena shows. You know, we just, you know, we try and fit ourselves into any situation. You know, they throw us on a festival with Cannibal Corpse or something, and we'll rock it. You know, so we've had a lot of diverse situations on stage, but you know, we in those instances we tend to, like, you know, get the crowd going hopefully and win some fans over. But you know, we love that challenge. But you know, for me personally, I think I prefer like big theater kind of vibes, because they're big enough to not be a club and not too big to be an arena where maybe some of your sounds get a little lost. But, you know, I prefer like the 3,000 to 5,000 seat theaters. But, you know, I mean, I love playing festivals too, because, you know, you get to see all your friends and bands that you don't normally see. And you know, everybody there is just there to have a good time. And yeah, festivals are great too.
Now you currently, well, you were the drummer for Unwritten Law. How was your reaction to actually being offered the spot for Papa Roach, man? Oh,
well, it was fabulous. You know, I filled in a couple tours in 2007. So, you know, just getting a taste of all that was amazing. You know, that was like just the beginning of it for me. I was just like, oh, this is awesome. Like I need this, you know. I mean, we work so much, and that's really, at that time in my life, that's what I needed, because, you know, the other things weren't working as much. Mm-hmm. So when I stepped into this, it was just like, okay, this is right, you know.
Who were some of your influences coming up?
Coming up, I mean, I was such a little metalhead kid, you know, so I was into, like, anybody from Dave Lombardo, Alex Van Halen, Vinny Appice, you know, to the jazz guys like Shave Leckel, all the old guys, Tony Williams, John Bonham, of course, was a huge influence. And then, you know, discovering Dave Grohl, and he's a big influence to me. And then I have a lot of punk rock drummer influences like Brooks Wackerman and, you know, Josh Freese and Thomas Pridgeon's freaking amazing. You know, there's guys that I can watch and just go, I'll never be that good, but that's not what I'm going for anyway, you know, like different styles. So, you know, I can still appreciate different genres and different styles of music and musicians as well. So I kind of tend to scatter my influences, you know. So
pretty much music is therapy for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I couldn't even imagine even a day without music. I mean, it's always been that way. I used to go to sleep with like Slayer playing in my bedroom. Yeah. That would put me to sleep. But even way back, you know, growing up, I mean, R&B and funk and soul and all that stuff was pretty prevalent in my house. And, you know, I've got to thank my mom for all that. She used to just jam up on the radio and buy those 8-track tapes and crank those up in the 8-track player.
Oh, man. I remember my dad having an 8-track player, and he would play George Jones all the time on the 8-track player.
Yeah.
And it killed me.
Wait, wasn't that the guy that got arrested on his ride mower for being drunk?
Do what?
Or was that George Strait?
I don't know which one that was.
Yeah, one of those guys, man. That was pretty funny. He's coming back from the bar on his mower and just got pulled over for DUI.
That's great.
Yeah, amazing story.
I know there's a lot of bands that are out there that are different than Papa Roach, but what do you think Papa Roach brings to the table for music that others don't?
Well, I think it just, you know, it stems from just past influences and just, there's always, if you got 4 guys, there's always somewhat of a different influence from each guy. And, like these guys, when they started, they took a lot of influence from the Chili Peppers and Wu-Tang Clan and like hip hop stuff, just bringing it to rock, and I think that, if you see a Papa Roach set, you can definitely like feel the groove and feel the, a little bit extra swing, whereas a lot of other bands just go straight rock, but we have got that little hip hop swing to it. And, I think that's a huge part of what sets us apart from different bands. And just going back to the lyrical content, that's a huge thing for us. We've constantly get told that, man, we thank you, you saved our life. And, that's the biggest compliment. I mean, that's when you see somebody come up to you and their heart is just pouring out and they're really like starting to cry because we saved their life. That's so touching and moving. And it's just like, okay, that's why we're doing this. I mean, we love what we do, but when you affect people that way, it just takes on a whole new meaning. When
you can reach out and touch a fan to make them feel your music, to me, that's worth the weight in gold. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt that way before with bands, and like Broken Home from you guys is a damn good song. It really touches me. So thank you guys for
cool,
that.
Yeah. I mean, it has a lot of effect on people, and that's the cool thing. When they come to the shows, they can, I see people crying in the front row, and it's like after one song that they have just that personal connection to, and it's just like, wow, that's heavy, man.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to get up there and rock, and it's like you got people crying in the front row, and it still means a lot, man.
I know Jacoby writes primarily the music, but does everybody contribute to writing, or is it just Jacoby only?
He pretty much writes the lyrics only. Yeah, he's pretty much, we'll give him a song, and then he'll just kind of get a feel for what that song is speaking to him, and then try and kind of match it with a theme or a life experience, basically. I mean, it's either he feels it and knows what to write about, or he's just like, yeah, this one's not working for me yet. Sometimes he'll just sit on stuff, and months later he'll rework it, and he'll have some killer moment with it, and it's like, oh, dude. Sometimes the music just needs to kind of cultivate in your mind and just, they're not all instant like ideas, that come out, and, you got to live with stuff for a while sometimes and really feel it, get to know it.
What's your least favorite thing about being on the road, if any?
Least favorite, I mean, we always talk about the family issue. We're all dads and husbands and family men, but, I would say that's the least, for me, it's like being gone away from my kid. You're always going to miss stuff, but I've actually managed to be around for every birthday of his so far. So that's kind of a plus.
Yeah, that's awesome, man, because a lot of people don't get to do that when they're on the road 24/7.
Well, we have that type of job, but we always look at the military and kind of go, well, you know what? I mean, those guys are serving, and they don't get to come home after 4 weeks. They're out for months and months, and maybe sometimes years, and so we're fortunate that we can kind of bounce back and forth, do what we love, and go back, have a little break at home with the family, and then go do what we love, and we're not stuck for 12 months or whatever it is for deployment. So we always got to look at the other people that are doing it.
Tony, since it's the digital age and plus social media is a big thing now these days, do you think it's helped Papa Roach to get out there even more to fans that they haven't got to reach yet?
Absolutely. I mean, just our Facebook page alone kind of, says it all. We have, I think, over 6 million likes. And, it took me a while to kind of like adapt to all that stuff. Which, I'm kind of old school. But, the guys got me on Twitter finally. It's been a while. I enjoy it. I just kind of really post a lot of band stuff. But I think it's a great thing, and I think it's also a bad thing. It's just too many people post too many things that are just like too much information. Like I don't really need to know that about you, but I guess it's that time and that era where everybody or certain people don't mind disclosing, their laundry or whatever, dirty laundry, whatever it is,
Yeah.
I tend to be a little more, I reel it in a little bit more, like I said, I don't post a lot of stuff really other than like band stuff or funny stuff, like if I see something out on the road, like, I figured people will get a kick out of something. That's when I posted. It's a little more lighthearted for me. I just don't You know, like I don't post a bunch of pictures of my family or kids or anything. So
Right. Oh, yeah.
yeah, but as far as the band, I mean, it's you know, it's you'd be stupid to have a band and not have social media in your you know, circuit.
Yep. Agreed. I want to say thank you guys for your music. Like I said, it's Papa Roach has tremendously helped me out, of course. Like I said, going back to the Infest album all the way up to now, you guys
Right.
put on a kick-ass show and so much of a huge energy to watch you guys. And I can't wait to meet you guys at Rock on the Range this year.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah, it's going to be great. We haven't done it for a few years.
I'll be there again this year, so I'm hoping to get to meet you guys in the media tent, hopefully.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
I tell you what, Tony, how can people stay in touch with you guys, buy your merch? How can they do that?
All of that is through either paparoach.com or, you know, like I said, Facebook, our Facebook page. There's always links for merch, tour dates, you know, videos, all that stuff, man. We're pretty active with all of that, and you know, go check it out. Look for a tour date near you, and come check us out. We're out on the road right now with Cedar, Islander, and a band called King, and it's been cranking, man.
King is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, they're cool, man. They're really cool guys too.
They
Great
are
players.
awesome. I tell you what, everybody, go pick up, pre-order Fear right now. I think it comes out the 27th of this
That's right.
month, and
Right.
so pick that up, everybody. Tony, before I let you go, will you care to do a promo for my show?
I would love to. What up? This is Tony from Papa Roach, and you are listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. Crank it up.
All right, everybody, stick around. You only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour. Tony, thank you so much for doing this interview, my man.
Yeah, John Marshall. You got a great last name.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Hi, this is Keith, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.